Afrofish OG. What is up, everyone? It's Taylor back again on Afro and the Scorp podcast, along with my co-host Black Scorpio.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Man, it is good. It's always nice we can do these like weekly recap kind of things in the middle of some other stuff. So this is going to be our weekly recap episode again. I would call this weekly recap episode number 2.
I believe it's the second one yet.
Yeah, I believe it's the second one. So we are kind of going through some stuff that's been, throughout gaming, pop culture, all that kind of stuff throughout the week and all that, and just stuff that we have also in general to talk about. So it's kind of how it goes here, a lot more chill version of the podcast. So why not? Let's get it started with something I know that you have seen, and I've seen it too, and we're gonna try to talk. Let's go with Deadpool.
All right, Deadpool, Wolverine, sure.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah. We'll start off with Deadpool. We're gonna start off with the high note here, which I think was with Deadpool and Wolverine, because you saw it.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested. to hear like what your thoughts on it was.
Honestly, I feel like it was amazing. It was well done. Gotta love Ryan Reynolds. Gotta love Hugh Jackman. Great chemistry that they both have. Everything in general, the scenes, the movie, the coercity, if you want to say. Everything just well done in general.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right on that one. I would say, the chemistry is something that's really good with them. I think they both are fantastic for what they do. And they both just work really well together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they both just work very, very well together to the point where I think, it kind of feels like they've been doing this for a lot. They can tell they're both very experienced actors in this.
I mean, at first, it's like you think like how Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds will be acting towards each other, and it's like you've seen him as Wolverine and in a lot of the Wolverine movies, and then obviously you see how Ryan Reynolds is with Deadpool, and it feels like the whole is he going to be immature? Like, how are they going to act towards each other? And it's exactly what it sounds, but it's just more funny in the fact that like he went along with it perfectly. Like Hugh Jackman did a great job just going along perfectly with it. Like he knew what he was getting into, and it's not like it was going to be, oh, you know what, this guy's just shit. He's like, he takes it too much of a fool. I take it more seriously. It's like, no, again, the cohesiveness between the two actually fit really well.
Yeah, I would agree. I think one of my favorite moments in there is actually when Wolverine kind of just lays it all down before they get into that fight in the Honda. The shit that Wolverine says to Deadpool, and to the point where Deadpool is just not saying a word.
Yeah,
and like that part had me just like wiling a little bit, but we will be getting in. These are going to be spoilers as well, guys. So I'm going to write that down, put that down here. Spoiler heavy podcast today. So what was that? Spoiler heavy comment for Deadpool. Yeah. And Wolvie. That's what I'm going to put for now. Wolvie. But I think one of the big things for me about it was that I actually just enjoyed the cameos in there. It felt like they took shots, but also kind of celebrated Fox and some of the shit that they did. I'm gonna be honest, I was actually very surprised that Jennifer Gardner was there. Wesley Snipes coming back to play Blade. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, but is it just me or did he look really different? Like he looked much shorter than he usually does.
Yeah, at this point he's also what, 50s, 60s?
Yeah, but I mean, I love Blade. I own the Blade movies, but he seems more buff and bigger, like more taller. But they kind of made him
I would say he didn't seem a little bit smaller.
Yeah, he seems smaller than Jennifer Gardner.
Age, but yeah, it could also be just Jennifer Gardner, as well. Because, Wesley Snipes is, I don't know how tall he is.
I just remember in the movies that he was tall.
He's 5'9".
5'9". Like, yeah, but he still looked taller in the movies still. Like, but compared to Jennifer Garner, like, it's always good to have Electra back. But yeah, it's just.
Jennifer Garner is 5'10", so she actually is taller than him.
But it was like a huge, substantial, like.
It could be whatever she's wearing though too.
Yeah.
I thought he was taller. Huh.
I know. I thought he was taller as well.
Yeah, that was kind of. But I mean, seeing Channing Tatum as Gambit though too, I thought was really funny.
I had a huge deja vu when I saw him as Gambit. Like, I feel like I've seen that character before, obviously not in the cartoons. I mean, I feel like somebody has tried to bring Gambit to life.
They did. They were trying to make a movie with Gambit.
Maybe that's what it was. But to actually see what he did, how would you feel if he actually did play as Gambit? Because he did actually a really good job in it.
I mean, for the small bit, I think it was fine. Well,
as for the whole entire movie, yeah, it'd probably flop. But
maybe see him with like him and like Rogue or whatever, because Rogue is a lover to Gambit.
Really, I always thought it was Jubilee.
No, I think it was. I've seen Rogue a lot, and that's one thing they kind of push, especially in that 97 and 97 or whatever, X-Men 97.
I mean, they kind of make Rogue out to be kind of a hoe.
Well, I mean, the thing is that Rogue
like
is the fact that she can actually like physically touch him.
Yeah, but wasn't there one where she actually did touch someone and she was fine? Like, I thought she settled with one person at one point.
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't know.
All
I know is that, like, I always thought it was Jubilee and Gambit at one point.
I don't know. I always thought it was Gambit and Rogue.
I mean, hey, you want a mutant relationship? There you go.
I'm not gonna complain, but like, I mean, I think that overall the movie was just good time. Like, it was. I don't have a bad time going to although Deadpool 2 wasn't the greatest, but I will say that Deadpool 3 I think is better. So I think it goes 1-3 than 2.
Yeah, usually the case of what happens. One would be a little bit superior than the other.
Yeah, so that's what I always thought about it. I think it's overall good though. So excuse me if you see me leaning back a little bit. My back's really messing up. So
nah, it's alright because my head's cocked to the left, and like yeah. I'm watching a screen at the same time. Like, and if you see me go closer, like this, yeah, no, it's at my mic.
Yeah, it's just right now. It's kind of until I get a new chair. It's like there's no support on my back.
Yeah.
So like when I'm sitting up like this, like there's no support at all. So after a while, I have to lean back because otherwise it hurts too much. Or I'll just lean forward like this, but I don't like leaning forward like this because also again hurts your back. So, but no, that was actually
There's just no winning.
There really is no winning. There's no winning. There's no winning at all. And so I mean I would say that's probably the highlight of my week thing. I'm not gonna lie, like that's been the highlight of my week. I've had some other like a couple of games that I've been playing. I don't know about you. But
yeah, I've had a couple.
Like a couple of the big ones. I want to get one out of the way right now, which would be Flintlock. Flintlock was a game that I did play, and I'm not gonna lie to you, that game was kind of trash. It was like it's kind of trash. Like it's Souls light kind of game. Like I don't know. Like it's a Souls light game. You playing it, and it doesn't feel like there's any weight to your attacks. Like it just felt like it was a mediocre version of what a Souls game would be. I don't care much about the campaign story, but it's basically like you're this girl with this fox god who has to go kill other gods. Okay, I don't know. I don't really care. Like I was like, I'm not a big fan of it, anyways. But that kind of bothered me a little bit. So Flintlock kind of sucked. NCAA is another one too that I have more time to play, and I wanted to get into this one because I had a lot. This leads into this is a two subject thing, and this is something that I've talked to you about before too. Yeah. So the first thing we're going to talk about is about NCAA because I think NCAA, now that the honeymoon is over, you're starting to see the game for what it really is, and in my opinion, it's coming out as kind of a shallow experience.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, but by honeymoon phase, like welcome to the real world.
So it was. That's what it felt like when I had to leave and I had to go immediately go to work on that Saturday. I got back on a Friday, went to work on a Saturday. So like I'm gonna say that my biggest issue gripes with it comes down to the gameplay itself. So my positives for it were like the atmosphere. I like the hearing the drums and everything and the different like cheers and chants and stuff that they have. I think those are cool. They brought in new commentators, which is nice. Presentation wise, it's good. But then you start playing the fucking game. Like, and the one I use the most is Road to Glory because that's actually my personal favorite mode. It's like Superstar mode in Madden. It's my personal favorite mode. I'm putting my glasses down for this one because
don't want it to break.
I don't want it to break. And they're sliding out. They're sliding on my face too, so I like keep my face like this in order to like keep them up, and it's just not working. But my biggest gripe, I would say, of all of it, hands down, no debating, is the AI sucks.
That's perfectly understandable.
Blocking is terrible. Blocking is absolutely terrible. And don't be like, oh, well, they're going to go patch it. I don't fucking care. Your blocking sucks. Like, how many times does your blocking AI? There was my guys who are the Georgia Tech or Georgia going up against a team maybe like Georgia Tech or Missouri, who's not as good, or James Madison University. And then all of a sudden they're like, nah, I don't think I'm going to play today. Like, bullshit. I mean, it's just the stats don't matter in that game. They really don't. They don't feel like they matter at all. I'm like, I got a wide receiver on a middle linebacker, and that wide receiver is faster. Why is that linebacker catching up? It's not because he's taking different angle routes. He just straight up outpacing him. That's bullshit. I had a wide receiver just take off the other way for no reason. I had running backs who should go and hit the hole so they can actually go up through the hole and stuff like that. Nope, they just bounce it to the outside, even though they have no reason to. Defenders their blocks immediately.
Pretty much, you got the AI just with half the A out of it. It's like,
it's just stupid. Like,
it just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. At this point, the only reason I play it is because it's the only sports game I have at the moment. Because it's like, well, Madden will come out and Madden will be better. I was watching, there was a dude online who showed up on my For You page, and he's just been like meat riding Madden, right? Well, I know some of the games haven't been the greatest. I think, let me correct that for you. The games have been dog shit for years. You know it. You just getting paid for it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because then they won't give you that early access game. So instead, you just sit there, shut your mouth, and Glock 3000, and until you get all your fancy Madden stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, that pisses me off a little bit because that's not cool. Don't do that. But it also led, I want to say too, it also led into a topic that does kind of bother me. But I'll figure that out. Let me bounce back to NCAA real quick. So it's like there's stuff that they need to fix, right?
Right.
And a lot of it comes down to just games, the gameplay itself. Like, if my quarterback's got a goal throwing on the run and his throwing on the run is already a 99, why is his struggle when he throws on the run?
Like you said, it means that stats doesn't mean shit. It means like the guy's near perfect. So why is he inadequate?
Yeah, he just all of a sudden just throws it overhead. I was like, I don't understand, even like, oh, you can play in the rain, right? It's raining, so it impacts your quarterback's throwing ability, which is, depending on how much rain, kind of odd. But I'm just like, come on, guys, it's stupid. Like, I've had it where like the defensive linemen or defensive backs will just make interceptions like they really fucking shouldn't. You know what I mean? Or my personal favorite is the wide receivers get hit once, like a slight hit, and end up dropping the ball. And I'm like, come on, like, why are they always tend to drop in it like this? You're supposed to be college players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They shouldn't be dropping it nearly as much as they do. So it's something that happened in Madden, and now it's something that's happening in NCAA. And I think now, like I said, now that the honeymoon's over, I think we can start looking at it critically. You know,
I mean, this is what you want. This is a game you're very passionate about, and this is what you want. You want the criticalness to come out. You want, like, okay, the veil is past. This is the game. This is the raw game now. Like, this is what's on the shelves. Sure, like you said, the honeymoon phase is, oh my god, we got a new game. We're finally something different. Everything looks clean cut. This is the real deal now. We're left with a 6 out of 10. We're left with critical. This is what you want. This is what we need. These are what the games. This is what you're pushing. This is what the consumer is buying.
right? No, exactly. And that's where it also kind of leads into this little bit of
rant.
I want to say it's a rant, but
I mean, it's not a bad thing whether it be called a rant. Segment. That's what
right. Yeah, I would say it's a segment, and maybe I'll do a separate video on this too. But I don't know. I never had the words to say, and it's like the people who are like, well, why are you critical of it? Why can't you just enjoy the game? Right? I've had everyone up to my own fucking parents talk to me about this shit, but it's not about NCAA, but various things. Like we went to Star Wars. It was the Rise of Skywalker, and I was like, dude, the Rise of Skywalker kind of fucking sucked.
Right.
That was the common consensus. My dad's like, I don't know why you need to be so critical. Why can't you just learn to enjoy it? And I'm like, because I don't just sit there and just slop up whatever. But it's a fictional movie. And I was like, and I said the same thing back then I said now. I'm like, I don't need to be a 5-star chef to know that food sucks.
Right. It's like, again, people, this isn't just based solely on opinions. If they're telling you, well, why don't you enjoy it? Well, here's the thing. I'm telling you the reason why I don't enjoy it. Like, without criticism, then they're just going to be passing out shit. So then I don't want you to be saying shit in the future about complaining that, oh, what they're pushing out is garbage and blah 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 blah. Because, like you told me way back when, why don't you just enjoy it? Accept it. Just accept it. Yeah, just accept it as mindless, right? So because I'm voicing my opinion, like whether it be fictional or nonfiction, like you said, if I'm a 5-star chef, so then what's the point of the cordon bleu? What's the point of Michelin stars? What's the point of having friggin' thing if the food sucks?
Well, yeah, and it's like the same thing as like having like what's the purpose of having like rating systems if you know like it's like, well, you should just shut up and enjoy it. That mindset is fucking stupid.
Right.
Like that mindset is stupid, and it doesn't really get anywhere. I'm not saying, and I told him I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. It's like, well, it seems like this is a long time ago because it seems like you can't enjoy anything, right?
Right.
Without being critical of it. And I was like, there's actually a lot of stuff I enjoy that led to a different fight. But it's come up multiple times. And I've always said the same thing because I've always held my ground in it. You can like something and want it to be better.
Yeah.
Like, do I still enjoy NCAA at times? Yeah. Do I think it's fucking flawed as shit? Absolutely. So I think it's a good thing to express the criticism of it. Otherwise, nobody knows what the fuck it is. Or you end up like that fucking breakdancer at the Olympics.
Wait, which one are we talking about? Are we talking about the Australian one?
Yeah, ray gun.
Like I heard a lot of the shit on it. I just haven't seen it.
It's fucking terrible. Like, it was fucking terrible. And yet, people are like, well, you don't want to criticize her because she already knows and she already feels bad. I'm like, I don't care. You went on a world, like if I was a quarterback in the NFL in the Super Bowl and I throw 5 interceptions, you best believe people are going to have my fucking head.
Yeah.
You are a professional athlete.
You're getting paid more than anybody to do your job.
Paid to do that, and you sucked it. So let's just let it be what it is, and let them know that you fucked up. But
I mean, flopping like a fish.
The fucking kangaroo thing when she was up like this, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Okay, so that's another gripe on its own, because this is not the Olympics. Like, this is now a joke. Like, the whole term of Olympics way back, if you look at history, going back to when the Greeks invented the Olympics, you had your strength, like the shot put and everything, the javelin. Okay, then as years progressed, they started adding more games and more games and more games. And then now all of a sudden now they're introducing breakdancing, esports and shit. Like, okay, you're going from something traditional to something of a circus now. Just
Well,
here's a medal, you get a medal because now it's called inclusivity. It's like, but what are you really showing? Okay, yes, it's hard to do what they do, except for the kangaroo and flopping like a fish part. But again, it's, yeah, you're also trying to appeal to the younger generations, these newer generations, but you know what? You're getting called out because, again, the whole point of the Olympics is to show, like, yeah, you want to show inclusivity, but you want to show the best of the best people at what they could do for each sport and each competition, not just go out there and humiliate themselves and just say, and expect a medal out of it.
well, and that's the thing where I'm saying, like, okay, so when when I look at something like breakdancing, right?
Yeah.
Breakdancing can be absolutely fucking wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that came down to committee thinking that she was good enough, and then she pulled this shit, and they were like, "Oh god, we lost." But like, the thing is that I think a lot of the Olympic things are actually pretty cool. It's just that she embarrassed on the opening of what breakdancing is. I think this is the first year they had it.
It is.
Yeah,
It'll
the first
be
year
the
they have
first
it, and
year
then you
and
do
the
that.
last year. Yeah. They already said that they're going to pull it. Like, it's the first year and the last year that they're going to do it.
And that sucks too because there's a lot of people out there who could totally actually do breakdancing. Because breakdancing is one fucking hell of a sport.
It is not saying that it shouldn't be. It has its own competitions. Like, okay, if you really want to put it, it's, you could say it could be part of the gymnastics aspects, because there is the dancing and the gymnastics where they do, like, the whole baton thing, and they twirl the flag as they do their flips. They get judged on that because, again, it's choreography. Throw it in that category. Like, throw in a choreography category. Breakdancing has its own competitions, has its own stuff. Again, nobody's denying that. Just, you have to, the way it's just been integrated is you're going from 0 to 100. You have to slowly integrate it as it goes. Integrate it slowly. You don't automatically go from one competition to the Olympics. It's not going to happen. Make it like, maybe you have a statewide um, competition. Then you have a national competition. Then the national competition goes to, like, the world competition. Then it goes into the Olympics. Integrate it slowly.
Yeah, I would agree. And that's the part that just got me, just like rustled my jimmies. It was just like the fact that, like, it was just a really terrible thing. But I will say this comes to what, like I said before, with the criticism thing. Because people were saying, she's just doing her best, but her best wasn't good enough. Also, at the same time, going into any kind of, like, when you started giving off criticism, and of course, it's going to be people who are going to hate it, right? Just like, you just hate it. Oh, I hate this stuff. But when you start getting into criticisms and they're like, just accept what it is, it doesn't make it any easier, because guess what? There's going to be a time where something shows up that you're not going to like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why I stopped watching one of the dudes on TikTok, because he was just like, well, it's just fine as is anyways. Like, gaming is just fine as it is anyways. It's in the best spot it's ever been. Y'all are just hating, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, they have legit criticism. I don't know why you guys are complaining. I'm like, because people don't just, suck up whatever it is and then just be like, okay, that's good. I remember there was a Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber one time that kind of popped off on about Konami, because he didn't get, he was one of the bigger Konami or YouTubers at the time, or Yu-Gi tubers, I should say,
Right.
at the time. But Konami got petty because they didn't like the fact that he said their couple packs, the last sets have kind of sucked lately, which is true. They weren't that good. So they didn't invite him to Worlds. You know what I mean? So I get why like people will sit there and be, it's not that bad. It's blah blah blah. Like imagine thinking about that. Like all of a sudden, like I gotta make sure this sounds good because otherwise they're not gonna like me anymore. I actually ended up just blocking him because I think he's a fucking show.
Well, no, you ended up blocking him because you know what? His channel is as good as it is. It's not gonna go nowhere. He accepted it for what it was.
Right.
Because remember, he can't say anything. He's taking what he said, unless he's being a hypocrite.
Right.
He shouldn't be growing anymore. Nobody should be following him anymore. His channel should be dead because it should stay where it is.
But I will say though, that's not how that works, unfortunately.
No, because unfortunately, again, hypocrisy does grow in society.
Negativity, especially negativity, will get you. That's why they see so many like quote unquote woke. Oh, this is woke. 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 And then eventually, it comes to a point where you're just like, y'all just sound like grifters. It's kind of like if you look on TikTok and they're like, I'm going to talk about societal issues. This is just for education purposes, but they're just basically yelling at each other.
Yeah,
and I'm like, y'all, this ain't educational at all. Y'all are fucking stupid. Like, it just, I don't know, man. It's that shit that bothers me. But
I mean, it's not just you. Everybody's in that same boat where just you have the people that say stuff to the point where they're blue in the face, but nothing has changed. But then you have the others who just accept it for what it is, and then like you said, you have the wokers and the grifters who stand up thinking that they're going to make a difference, but what they're doing is they're doing more harm than making a difference, and they're trying to make themselves seem like, you know what, we've been saying shit for years and blah blah blah. It's like, under which womb was on that bandwagon that you're trying to jump on?
True. No, exactly. Tell me which dick you're sucking in order to fucking make the money you're doing. But that's the thing is like, it always makes me laugh whenever I say, shit. I had something too. It always makes me laugh when I see that like you can tell someone is pretty much chilling. You know what I mean? You're just like they're like, oh well, are you are you sure? Like, oh, this is great. This game is great. Oh, it also led to a person that. Okay, so this is my friend asked me what kind of people that I do find toxic on like social media, right?
Okay.
And I said the people who do the relationship ones or the societal issue ones, claiming that they're there for education purposes and they're just haters, right?
Right.
2, power scalers. I love power scaling. I love versus debates. But I'm like, the problem is some of y'all don't know how to debate, or some of y'all are just so fucking nasty to each other that it's not even worth debating.
Yeah, it's like they don't see what they're compromising over the debate. They don't even see. It's basically a debate that goes absolutely nowhere. It's like,
or you can let's take 2 fictional characters. We'll take I don't know. The one of them they were doing was Jiraiya from Naruto versus the Raikage, the fourth Raikage from Naruto. Okay. And the guy is like telling him to shut up. He's saying like, if you pull up scans or it didn't fucking happen. And I'm just like, yo, you guys don't sound enjoyable at all. Like, I like hearing a civilized discussion. What do you guys think about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just not there. Like, y'all are not there. Like, y'all sound like fucking babies.
Yeah, like you're not bringing up any facts. You're not bringing up anything. You're just bringing up a shut up. You sound like an idiot. Like, oh, he's the best. It's like, but what makes him the best? Well, just because he's the best. It's like, okay, I'm the best.
Up scans and shit. It's such a complicated bullshit because they make it into the most unsufferable people. And I was like, another person that tries to bother me, it's the condescending, I call them, but I'm not like other content creators kind of person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can all say, let's say they say that The Last Airbender is bad, right?
Right.
We're gonna use the last one. And they're like, The Last Airbender is not actually all that bad, guys. It's actually pretty good. You guys just don't understand. Like, you guys don't understand what the context is for it. You know? You guys just don't understand. Like, you don't even get it. You're not getting what they're trying to go for. And that's the problem. Is you guys are just there to hate it. And I'm like, one, you're a toxic defender. 2, you're coming off as a smug prick. And 3, I'm like, just because you seem like you're just picking the opposite side just to rage bait.
Yeah.
Like, it is. It's so stupid. It'd be like, Star Fox 64 is actually one of the greatest games of all time. Drinks coffee. Like, you guys just don't get it. And I don't blame you guys. You guys are media literacy is kind of dumb. So let me spell it out for you. Star Fox has Slippy Toad. Okay. And Slippy Toad is actually not Slippy, which is it's ironic. Like, and that's what it feels like the entire time. And I'm like, you smug, what Butcher would say from the boys. Boy. So it just, yeah. It just bothers me. I don't even know what to say to it, man. Like, it gets to me every fucking time. Because it does. And I don't know, I know it shouldn't bother me because it's just like, it's just one person's opinion.
Yeah, but you know what? Everybody says, it's just that one person's opinion, but that one person's opinion somehow manages to like manifest into 10 people's opinion, which manifests into like a cult. And it's like,
right. Well, yeah,
but it's like
MAGA people.
Yeah, it's like, so you have these. Anyways, so
nope, keep going.
No, because this is just cult fanatics.
It really is.
Of lunacy running around thinking that they're all that, and it's like sheer ignorance.
It is. It's just pure ignorance.
And it's just like, you know what? The amount of times you've been dropped on your head, I'm just surprised you have a skull.
Sometimes it really feels like that, though. Like, they just get dropped on their heads, and you're just like, are you all right? No, I know you ain't all right.
There's no point in asking if they're all right. They're like
I try to ask all that because I like being a good person. I'm not asking all right.
Buddy, I'm Canadian, and I'm saying it's never right to ask if they're all right, because clearly they're not.
That's because you asking if they're all right doesn't mean that they might not be all left. So
that is true as well.
And they'll be like, did you just assume I'm not in the center?
Correct. Yes.
Do you know it's fluidity, right?
Well, you will see fluidity. It just won't be coming out of what you expected.
Ew. Like, yeah, some of it, I'm not gonna lie, man. Some of this shit just so fucking stupid. It gets me mad for no reason. Like, it does. It does. But besides that, and I will try to take myself away from the tangents because I don't like bringing in negativity.
Yeah, but that's sports negativity. It's bound.
It's actually negativity.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh shit.
Like,
But yeah, honestly, for me, my recap would be actually I got to play Valorant, which is pretty cool. I wanted to, so that's the whole reason, kind of on the flip side. Why I wanted to build a PC was to like experience games like Valorant and everything as like.
What did you think of it?
It's fun.
Really?
It's rage inducing, but it's fun. Like, don't get me wrong. It's if Overwatch and CSGO had a child, you'd get pretty much this. Already you have the PC generation complaining, oh no, they're gonna have aim assist and they're gonna be breaking the game. And it's like, again, you were in the dark for 15 years, then all of a sudden Apex comes out, you come out for one season, and they've already had the ban hammer going left, right, and center, and you guys started wall hacking, and oh no, but wait a second, we have aim assist. Okay, controllers have aim assist. Well, maybe if you get past the aim assist, which I play on, if I had aim assist, I'd be having like about a 10 KD by now. Yeah, I only have a 0.98 because I feel like my aim assist is far off, but I have aim assist. Let's see. Right. It's called Get Good. It's called being from the generation of Get Good. Stop bitching. Get good.
From like Valorant?
just for any game in general now. But yeah, but for Valorant too. Like PC players are already worried that because it's cross-platform between PlayStation and computer, and yet I walk around the corner. If I had aim assist, I wouldn't even have to walk around the corner already to snap on someone's head. But yet the moment I walk around the corner, my head gets blown off. Let's see. I wonder why. Because you're on a PC.
I mean, that's
Again,
fair. Like,
I mean, it's just something for these newer generations to just bitch at. It's like, you know what? Just be thankful you have a PC, because I'm also hearing now that a lot of people are switching from PCs to consoles, that the PC generations are going to start dying out, and when they do, maybe console generations should not welcome you at all. Ever think about that? Like, what would happen if you piss off the console generations to the fact that, like, we should accept you guys? Like, oh, but remember though, it's all aim assist, right? Then the moment you come to console, oh, this shit's amazing because of aim assist. It's like, uh-huh, uh-huh. And I know how to play games that require skill and not jumping like in Fortnite. Whereas,
hey, Fortnite requires so much skill.
like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I play Fortnite because it's fun. Yeah, the zero builds. Again, I don't pull pencils out of my ass and start building the freaking Mona Lisa or the Statue of Liberty or anything. And yes, I did say building the Mona Lisa because I guarantee you half the generation doesn't even know what the Mona Lisa is, which is a freaking painting.
Hey, come on now. They know what the Mona Lisa is.
Yeah, they probably thought it was the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
You're being negative.
You know, again, I'm a shooter, but come on, I've even heard some people, and they thought the Leaning Tower of Pisa was the Mona Lisa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one.
It's like, come on. It's like, even when people try to talk trash, it's like, look at where you're from. Get your head out of your ass and like go back up into that womb. And it's like, and they try to feel like they're all superior. Oh, like especially when they're on certain servers. It's like, get off the server. You don't belong. It's
well,
like,
I mean, I don't know. I think some of it, like, you're gatekeeping, but like, I think some of the problem that I would have with, the game that you're talking about right now, right?
Valo, yeah.
Valorant. It's not the fact that I would say it's. I don't think it looks like it's a bad game.
I mean, it's not. It's a fun game.
Yeah, I think part of the issue is that like people just assume that the game is going to be like, like Overwatch. So it's kind of like when I first time I played Overwatch, I thought it was like Call of Duty. Then I realized there was more that went into it, and some people get mad at that.
Well, right away, if you've never played it, like I shit you not, I've never played it for the very first time. I've always seen it, and then like the first thing I expected going into it was not like Call of Duty. I actually tried it out. The first thing that struck me was like Counter-Strike. The very first thing that stuck out to me was Counter-Strike. Okay. And it's like you have your buy phase, then you go. A little bit what kind of got to me was the fact that it's like holy shit, you got to do 13 rounds. The only kind of gripe I kind of have with it is, yeah, you're playing 13 rounds, but if one team is on a dominant streak for the 13 rounds, sometimes you don't swap sides till round 10 or round 11, and it's like, but the other team only, like, when you swap sides, the team only has like, they're getting their ass handed to them, and you just have to win 2 matches, and that's it. It's like, okay, the game is supposed to be a lot closer than that. Yeah, we know, but not everybody is going to be playing to their full extent because not many people play games, and it's like you kind of see a little bit of a skill issue, but at the same time, it's people are just starting out and they just want to have fun. But when I had my first game, I'm like, there was a guy in there who was 140 versing against like level 1s and level 7s and shit like that. And he was like teabagging and shooting bodies like he was all that. And it's like, did you forget that you're playing against like level 1s and 7s or level 1s and 2s and like people are just starting out and you're already talking trash and you're already saying that you suck in this and that, but it's like, and this is where I was going in with the Leaning Tower of Pisa part. The guy's talking trash and is like, okay, dude, just shut your mouth. Like, you're incompetent if you've been talking as a human being. And
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
like,
gonna lie, that shit's always really weird.
yeah, and it's like, yeah, but who are you? And it's like you're playing against again level 1s and 2s who are just starting out for the very first time.
Right.
That shit is what I find funny because I guarantee you, 139 levels ago, the guy was probably pure trash. At 139 levels ago, if he's a level 140, do the math. That would make him level 1. Yeah.
Yep.
Again, like normal, like the rest of us. But other than that, it's fun. Of course, you do get the rage sometimes where it's like you feel like you should have done something, but it's on you. People have that fun rage, or like that rage like where they get down on themselves and stuff like that. Again, it happens. It comes with every game, every shooter. I'm not gonna say it doesn't.
No, that's fair.
And I got back into my Final Fantasy again, which is great. Like that's something I could always count on, like my my RPGs. You know what? I'm thankful that I'm not just all shooters, because if I was, I'd probably shoot my own brain out at some point. But it's like, you know what? If you have something on the side that you love and enjoy, just it's always good to have a backup.
That's true. Like, and that's the thing is like it's always nice to have something, decent. Like, it's hard. I don't know. I think it's like it's also hard to go and start a new game and stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why you got your fallbacks. Like yeah, you have your Borderlands, which again you're amazing at. You're in the top 10%, which is great. Your Borderlands is amazing. So that's something you should be very proud of. That again, if nobody has ever checked out, they should. Your reviews are awesome. So again, another great fallback. Yeah, you're well versed. Me, it's just shooters and RPG. But you know what? Again, something I'm well versed in.
I mean, that's the thing though too, is we all have the things that we are good with, and as long as we stick to those, sometimes it's makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, and then there's the Hot Shots Golf.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the Hot Shots Golf.
You know what? It's a weekly cap. Nobody has ever heard it in a while since like last week. So Hot Shots Golf.
Hot Shots. There's nothing wrong with Hot Shots Golf,
except for the golf.
No, that's stupid. Like you sound like you're just upset that you don't get to play Hot Shots Golf. See, why did you get all quiet there?
Because it's true, but it's funny. Hot Shots Golf. That's your trigger.
Hot Shots Golf is not my trigger anymore, actually. I've moved on to bigger and better things.
Madden?
No.
Oh, yeah. Bigger and better, not bigger and worse.
Shit, yeah. That's pretty much how it feels. Like, that really, I'm not even going to lie to you. That's how it kind of feels. Like, Hot Shots Golf is always fun. But we don't get another Hot Shots Golf, so it kind of sucks.
Probably because you've like rage induced it to like no return.
I didn't rage induce Hot Shots Golf.
They probably like looked at it and be like, we shouldn't make any more Hot Shots Golf because yeah, this is what happens.
He just keeps fucking raging out the entire time. Like, I didn't fucking rage induce it.
Yep.
Probably though. They'd probably be like excuse me, they'd probably be like, oh, this guy's probably seems pretty pissed. And I'm like, no, it's not that I'm pissed. I'm not mad.
I just speak like this because I'm happy. I got a hole in 20.
Excitement, anger.
I got a hole in 20, yeah.
Dude, fucking for real though. I think the thing too is the Borderlands movie as well made me really just hate the fucking so much of that fucking.
Oh yeah, there you go. In the recap, like, did you want to talk about that or no?
I mean, preferably not. Okay. It's gotten to a point where I already talked about it. It's on my Facebook thing.
Yeah, there you go.
on
If
my
you
like my
want to
YouTube,
check that
on my
out, go
YouTube.
check out his socials.
Yeah. So like, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not. I'm not doing this. Like, it got to a point where I was just like annoyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, like, because it's like the more I talk about it, the more upset I get, and it's just not a good time for everybody else involved. And I think it's just because as a fan, you know what I mean? It's just trash. So I'm not even gonna sit there and give it the time of day anymore. We are looking up, okay? We are looking up. Yup. Like we are looking up, and I'm not even mad anymore, guys. Like I'm not even mad. Nope. Shut up. Don't say anything. Shut up. But that's I think we'll have for our weekly recap. Be sure to check out all our socials as well. We always talk about them. So my TikTok and all that other good stuff, and his Twitch as well. So I appreciate everybody watching for our weekly recap, and I will catch you all in the next one.